The forest was too quiet. No birds, no rustling leaves, nothing. Just silence. The damp smell of moss and pine hung heavy in the cool evening air, and the shadows stretched longer between the towering trees. Then it came, faint, trembling, and out of place. A sound so small it barely belonged here. The cry of a child. It carried across the dark woods, soft at first, then sharper, more desperate. From the shadows, two golden eyes opened. A large gray wolf lay hidden beneath a low, thorny bush. His fur was ragged, scarred from old fights. He had survived more winters than most wolves in these lands. To hunters, he was almost a legend, a story told around campfires, a wild beast that haunted the edges of their campsites. But tonight, he wasn't hunting. His ears turned, his nose twitching as he caught the scent in the air, salt and tears, fear, human fear. Normally, he would have walked away. Humans were loud and dangerous. They shot at him, set traps. He had stayed alive by keeping his distance, but this sound, it was small, fragile. It stirred something in him like a memory buried deep. He rose silently, muscles tense beneath his thick fur, and started moving. Daniel was only 6. He stumbled through the underbrush, his legs scratched, his bare feet cut by rocks and roots. Just hours ago he'd been happy, splashing by the river while his parents cooked at their campsite. He had followed a dragonfly, laughing as it danced above the water until the sounds of camp faded. When he looked around, the river was gone. Every tree looked the same. At first, he called out. His small voice echoed, but no one answered. He walked in circles, convinced he'd find his way back, but instead, he wandered deeper. The forest darkened as the sun sank. Shadows crept around him. Branches cracked beneath his feet. Shapes flickered in the corners of his eyes. He hugged himself tightly, shivering. The silence made it worse. No birds, no wind, just his own breathing, loud and uneven. He called for his mom again, but his voice broke. His throat hurt. His stomach growled. He didn't realize how tired he was until he sat on a fallen log, too drained to keep going. He didn't know something was watching him. The wolf crept closer, padding silently over the forest floor. His nose picked up everything. The boy's scent, sharp with fear and tears, the faint trace of smoke far away, and another smell, hot, heavy, musky. His ears flattened, his hackles rose. A predator, high above, stretched along a thick branch. A jaguar watched, her golden eyes fixed on the boy. She had followed him for nearly an hour, patient and silent, her paws soundless on the branches. The boy didn't see her. He rubbed his face with dirty hands, hiccuping softly. The jaguar's muscles tightened. Her tail flicked once. She was ready. The wolf moved faster, circling through the brush. He saw the boy now, small and fragile against the endless trees, and above him, the jaguar poised to strike. The forest was frozen. Even the insects were silent. The wolf crouched low, instinct driving him. He didn't know why he was doing this. He just knew he had to. The jaguar leapt. The world exploded. A blur of gold dropped from the branches, but in the same instant, a streak of gray shot from the shadows. The wolf slammed into the jaguar mid-air, a snarl ripping through the night. They hit the ground hard. Leaves burst upward. Branches snapped. Daniel screamed and pressed against the log, eyes wide. The wolf's teeth gripped the jaguar's shoulder. She roared, twisting sharply, her claws slashing deep across his side. They tumbled through the dirt, biting and clawing. The jaguar was bigger, heavier. She pinned him once, jaws snapping inches from his throat, but he shoved back with everything he had, biting down until she yowled. Daniel shook violently, hands clamped over his ears. He wanted to close his eyes, but he couldn't. The wolf didn't stop. Even hurt, he lunged again, slamming the jaguar against a tree. She clawed at him, but he didn't retreat. His teeth flashed, striking close to her face. Then, in a swift move, he twisted and forced her back. His jaws locked tight. The jaguar hissed, tail lashing wildly. She tore free suddenly and jumped back a few steps. For a moment, predator faced predator, both panting hard, eyes fixed on each other. Then, with one last snarl, the jaguar turned and vanished into the shadows. Silence returned, but it wasn't the same. The wolf stood tall, breathing hard. His fur bristled, his chest heaving, but he stayed firm. He looked toward Daniel. The boy didn't move. The wolf didn't come closer. He didn't growl. He just stood there, a silent barrier between him and the dark forest. Minutes passed. Slowly, the forest came alive again. Frogs calling, insects humming, but neither of them moved. Daniel's breathing calmed. His shaking eased. He curled against the log, exhausted. The wolf stayed, watching, his golden eyes steady. And somehow, in that quiet, strange moment, the boy felt safe. Hours passed. The moon rose high, silver light cutting through the trees. Daniel drifted in and out of sleep, waking sometimes to see the wolf still there, a silent statue at the edge of the clearing, ears sharp to every sound. Once he heard movement, a faint rustle far off. The wolf rose instantly, alert, until the sound faded away. The wolf lay back down. He never moved closer, but he never left. When morning came, Daniel woke to voices. At first he thought he was dreaming, but then he saw beams of light slicing through the trees. His heart leapt. He shouted as loud as he could. Moments later, his parents were there, crashing through the brush. His mother dropped to her knees, hugging him tight. His father followed, trembling with relief. As they held him, Daniel looked past them. At the edge of the clearing just beyond the flashlights, the wolf stood watching. His golden eyes glowed faintly in the pale morning. For a moment, their eyes met. Then, without a sound, the wolf turned and slipped back into the forest. Within seconds, he was gone. Years later, Daniel still remembered. He told the story often. The wolf who saved him, the fight in the clearing, the golden eyes that stayed with him through the night. Many didn't believe him. They smiled, saying it was just a scared boy's dream. But Daniel knew the truth. He could still hear that growl breaking the silence. He could still see that gray shape in the shadows. And deep down, he always carried it. Proof that sometimes, in the heart of the wild, the fiercest protectors don't wear human faces.